What's good, Loaded Stacks Universe? Your boy Jokes is here. I got the homie Marcus, and it is
Sure.
time for another edition of the Finisher Podcast.
Finisher.
Oh man, another night of wrestling. Marcus, how you doing, man?
I'm feeling good, man. How about you?
A little tired, a little hungry. Uh, but we got to do some recording before we can get to some of those relaxation things on there. As usual, we greatly appreciate whoever's tuning in. This is episode 28 of the Finisher Podcast. Where we go and we talk about everything wrestling related. And there's no difference here tonight. We're going to talk about some more wrestling. But make sure you follow us, loadingsnacks.com. It's the best place to go and to keep up with all of the Loading Snacks antics. We have a lot coming up within the next few weeks. So I highly applaud you go to the website, tune in, keep up with what we got going on. But we got to talk about some wrestling right now because
Yes, we do.
right there's some weird stuff going on right now that WWE is doing that has been happening over the last few days, and I want to jump into it now. There is a good chance by the time you guys see this, we may already have the full unveiling of whatever this is, but we're going to talk about this before it actually happens. So over the last few days, WWE has been posting these cryptic posts of just random people walking. Now, I don't know if you've caught up to the full entire thing. So there's been like 6 of these videos so far. And at first we were all thinking that it was somebody returning. So like before I get too jump into it. So literally these are just scenes of us seeing folks walking. It's literally all it is. You get from like the shoes, a little bit of ankle, and not even up to the calf of people walking. So it's been very cryptic. When the first video hit, and you know what? I was in line thinking the same thing. It's a man in a suit with some real nice shoes, nice dress socks on, and everyone, we're all thinking Chris Jericho. It kind of fit the vibe on what it was we were seeing. But then like the following day they posted another one, and it was somebody else walking, but there was like a figure in the background. So at this point now it's kind of like, okay, is 2 people returning? Like it's super cryptic. And I'm like, you know what, right now I'm like, okay, you guys got me right now. I'm like, I'm feeling what we got. Then we get to the third one, and then everything goes out the window. So the third one was somebody wearing jeans and cowboy boots. It's a dead giveaway. It looks like it's Brock Lesnar. So now my mindset is shifted. I'm like, okay, we're currently showing individuals in the WWE right now, it looks like. So it looks like this isn't necessarily a return, but then I started letting the gears grind a little bit. I'm like, oh, maybe the folks that we see walking are like people that somebody has like beaten over time, and maybe we're just putting them, I don't know. It's getting kind of crazy. But now we're seeing like it may have been also, one of them may have been Gunther, and possibly the last one we just seen has been Triple H. And right before we jumped in to start recording, Marcus, uh, another one went up, but this one was different. This one was somebody sitting in a chair, and it looks like maybe it was whiskey, could be. Looks like they're pouring four drinks. So I'm kind of like, okay, this one's totally far fetched. So
I don't know.
before I
That
give
one. Go ahead.
yeah, oh yeah, and I was gonna say before I jump into my thought, I want to kind of get your opinions on what you're thinking right now.
I think it's kind of doing like a callback. Maybe it's like a lead up to War Games.
Okay.
Uh, because before they used to have a lot of these like silhouettes going into like the actual promo for Survivor Series.
Okay.
I feel
Okay.
like
So we're
this
thinking.
could be like, okay, they're all gearing up to go for Survivor Series. If it's not a return and it's just actually like people currently or backstage just walking, that would make
Okay.
sense because we're getting closer to Survivor Series War Games.
So
On the
let me
flip
throw.
side,
Yeah, I was gonna like. I want to throw you a curveball on that. Go ahead. So go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
that last one, the one that's sitting down pouring whiskey, the only person I know right now that really does that is Cody. And the
Mm-hmm.
four shots could be like, I won't say an homage to like the elite, or it could be like Sammy, KO, Randy, like Jay, like that sort of like, okay, four shots. And
Mm-hmm.
he has been known to drink libations.
Definitely so.
So it's definitely not The Rock because it would be Terramana.
Yeah. The facts there. Now, the curveball and the video before we see whoever it is pouring the whiskey. There is another one with like somebody's hands that are like holding on to like the back of a chair, but what looks like he has have on a ring, and it looks like a WWE Hall of Fame ring. I'm pretty confident, no doubt. It looks like it's Paul Heyman. So now I'm kind of like, are these like Heyman guys or something? Like there's no indication on what this is. But right now, like just from I'm trying to figure out people by the legs. I don't know that don't sound right, but I, I'm looking at and I had to write this down. Cody, possibly Roman, Gunther, Brock Lesnar are the four wrestlers at least that I think that we're seeing in these vignettes that they're doing. And then the last one I think may have been Triple H. So I'm like, you know what? This is probably not a return. And I'm like, my my excitement level was up here, and now it's starting to taper down because I'm like, you know what? I'm starting to believe that this is a WrestleMania 42 setup type of thing, and these are the big players that are probably going to be involved in WrestleMania 42. Um, and the thought of that, don't get me wrong, I think I like the execution on what they're doing for this. But if this is only leading to like, an announcement for the WrestleMania 42 thing, I feel a little bit let down. But definitely this is how you drive engagement, seeing like what this is on here. And at the same time, it could be a major swerve, and possibly all of them are going to come to play, but then there's going to be somebody else that maybe we're not expecting that shows up in whatever conversation that they're having. Um, Now,
I mean, at least
we're
we know it's
recording
not
this.
like John Cena or anything because you
No,
know
none of these
John
seem like.
Cena by by what he wears. So
Yeah,
if he's
right.
in
So,
character. So
um, Cena doesn't look like he's part of this, and now with when him end of the year, we're almost to that. I don't think they're going to include him as much in any of this type of promotional stuff for it. Um, but it's kind of like there's a part of me that hopes that it's not a WrestleMania 42 thing, and maybe this is just we're leading up to some grand announcement of something new. I don't know what that new is going to be yet, and a new PLE or something we're going to announce, or potentially a show that's somewhere that it hasn't been. I'm an overseas show at this point. Um, it's weird, but I like what we're doing with this, and it's been a while since I've seen like promotional type of material that's put together that's genuinely got my interest going like this. Uh, if it turns out that it's WrestleMania 42, then so be it. Give me a bigger payoff to whatever this actually is, because we're in that time frame now where we're about to get in the true WrestleMania season, getting ready to end 2025 and go into 2026. So I'm eager to see where this plays out. Now, like I was saying, like we're recording this actually previously or prior to Raw coming on, so there's a good chance that whatever this is going to end up happening on Raw, and we'll be able to just talk about it afterwards for it. Um, but I feel like the build up, I feel like this is going to end up going longer. Like I feel like maybe Raw we get another like a big type of one, like, or it's a meeting of the minds. I don't know what this is going to be, but I'm interested. The characters, at least the figures that I personally think that they are that are walking in each one of these scenes, makes it an interesting group of individuals. Because like Brock in the middle of any of this, just to me throws things way off.
Yeah.
But then you know what else this could be the setup for? WWE 2K26 is what this could be setting up for. So there's definitely there's potentials in this really being a super awesome payoff, but at the same time this could end up just rolling into being like WrestleMania, and I'm not, it's not going to have the same drive.
It's not going to hit as well.
Survivor Series could be cool, but we know that if they're going to do the whole WarGames vibe, we knew on NXT, Trips and Sean had got called out, or kind of like by William Regal, who came out and did the whole WarGames thing to make it seem like Sean and Trips are going to be, maybe captains of teams or whatever. And I highly doubt we're going to see a Team WWE versus NXT at this point. I feel like they did that one time. I think it went very well, and I don't think that's going to be able to be done again. Then the next step taking it forward is maybe this is another company collaboration, and we're now having, the heavy hitters from WWE coming to this table to sit down, and then maybe we're going to see a group of others come from someplace else. Now, WWE's already working with, obviously, TNA, AAA is under the belt. They've acquired Evolve as well, too. This now seems to me we would be doing some type of other international promotion. UK, NXT UK, or US, NXT Europe, I believe, is where they were going for it. Was what that next big thing was supposed to be. That kind of didn't pan out the way that it should have, where it kind of hit the back burner and dropped off. So
what would really be out of left field is if at the end it's another set of like walk-ups, but it's people from like New Japan.
Hey, listen,
that would be cool. They were just in Japan, and it seems like there has been a lot of talks behind the scenes of like, hey, like, can we come here? Like, it doesn't have to be a live show. Can we just like wrestle like in this arena, in this stadium? So it's not like Wrestle Dream or anything like that, or Wrestle Kingdom. But if it is people from New Japan, I don't know, or like an affiliate.
I don't think so. Right now, like, New Japan is well and deep with AEW, and I highly doubt that we would see New Japan be that guest over. By all means, we already know there's some last minute, like last dream matches that are possibly we would love to be able to see. Like, AJ has already expressed, being able to possibly, face Tanahashi on his last go around. That would be an amazing thing to just see one last time. But with the agreements that New Japan and AEW probably have in line, that's probably just not going to happen. If AJ retires and, comes out of his contract before going into a potential Legends deal with WWE, we could see him potentially go back over to Japan and have that one final match with Tanahashi. I don't know if Tanahashi is going to be at that stage because he's kind of on that farewell journey as well too. So I don't know if he's going to make it to probably do that as well. But right now, I feel like the payoff for this is it's not where it should be at. But I'm hoping that we get some type of swerve out of this. And it just looks like it's going to be some type of meeting. Like we have all these major players coming in. If the names of what I think of who it is in these videos, and we don't
Hope
have
it's
like
not like a Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. I just really hope it's
nah.
not
I
like
don't think
that.
I don't think I don't think we're gonna do that because all those stars were main card people. So unless we're looking at, you know what, this could be an announcement like Raw's on Netflix. I believe the deal with SmackDown and USA is still ongoing, but this could be them maybe coming to the mind to say that SmackDown. Oh, I didn't think about this originally. SmackDown's moving to Netflix in the States. Um, that probably wouldn't happen until the new year, or it's going to move to ESPN. I'd hate that, but that could definitely be a play. But right now, I'm all over the place. I think this is going to end up being either the WrestleMania play or the 2K play, possibly. Uh, I don't see WWE moving the wrestling game to any other companies as of right now. 2K25 seems to have some great improvements and people are loving it. Uh, I don't know what else it could be. WWE Network is not coming back in the States, so I think
Nope.
that's off. I think that's off the list. Um, it's an interesting group, and it could also be, you know what, this could end up being like a podcast interview type of thing with these guys, like
Or there could be
former.
people inducting other people into the Hall of Fame.
It could be like this is like the council of people who can allow it, but not who's up there. I think this it also could play into like these are all the ones that are up there, they're all world champions. They've all been previous world champions, so this could be some type of a new WWE championship belt. I think it's too soon for something like that to happen. Uh because other than Survivor Series, Saturday night's main event, we should have at least one more PLE before we get to the new year. And I don't know if actually is going to be. This could be a setup for whatever the final PLE of the year is going to be too. So everyone's coming in like their fine gear, minus Brock Lesnar, who's just cowboy boots in his jeans.
Yep.
um, yeah, I'm at a loss for this one, but I'm definitely intrigued. Because I feel like it's been a while since we've had like probably since like the Wyatt type thing. Like we haven't really had anything like cryptic happen, and this has been happening over the last week. So I don't know. We'll see how things, if we get an answer tonight, or if this plays out maybe through the rest of the week as well too. We're gonna have to keep eyes on it. I think we're gonna have to make posts or like reshare this every time it happens on there for it. But I'm digging it so far. Let's see if they can land it.
I
Marcus, what you got on the table?
think the Hardys retire by the end of 2020.
You think they're gonna retire by 2026,
I think they're going to
or
retire.
you said the end of 2026? I'll be honest with you. I don't even think they're gonna make it to the end of 2026. I think they're gonna be in the mindset right now of getting in and working with some of the young talent. Start working like they dropped the NXT Tag Team Championships. I didn't think they were gonna have a super long run with it, but I think that was another way to get eyes back on them. Uh, I I see them making it to WrestleMania. I think the Hardys may have one last go at Mania, or B is something involved with it. But I think we may see them hanging up sooner than later. I think a whole year, maybe a little bit long, but I would like to see them on the main roster for one last little run. But I think at this point now they're really just looking at helping out the up and coming talent, and I think that's where
Yeah.
they're going to be suited at sticking on NXT and doing some stuff. Uh, yeah, I don't think they make it through the whole 2026.
Do you think as soon as they announce they're retired that they get immediately inducted into the Hall of Fame, or in every company?
Mm.
I know TNA for sure. They'll definitely, as a tag team, they'll be inducted, and then individually, I think they'll be inducted.
Individually, I think it's going to be a little harder. Tag team, no doubt. They both have had accolades on the individual side. I think Jeff has had a much stronger singles run than Matt, both WWE and TNA. Matt's biggest championship was the ECW championship. I hate to say that. Um, Jeff did win the WWE championship twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Um, so he's at least had that run, and then of course in TNA he was TNA World Champion multiple times. Uh, once with the Hogan Bischoff regime when it happened, and then I think he won it one more time as a face. Um,
I think it was from Matt because Matt was TNA champion.
did Matt win the TNA championship?
I swear Matt has won the TNA championship.
I'm gonna look that one up. I don't think he
I think
has.
that's right before he became Broken Matt Hardy, where Matt has won the TNA World Championship.
Let me look that up. Oh, no, he won the tag team. So hold up. Let's take a look. I'm actually okay. So I won the World Heavyweight Champion. Okay, so he did win it. He won it once. Now when? Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even remember that run.
Uh,
Which
he was feuding, I think, with not Matt Morgan. Who was there at that time? It Anderson? I think it was Bubba Ray. It was someone. It was someone that was previously WWE talent. I remember, or maybe it was one of the originals. Either way, I remember it was a whole thing, and he turned on Jeff, and he won the title, and then it was this whole Hardy versus Hardy feud. Uh, and then yeah, and he had to like resurrect Jeff Hardy, but as like brother Nero. It was like a whole thing. I remember it was like going into that whole broken Matt Hardy segment.
I'm reading this. I don't think he did. I think that was on. I'm gonna have to dig deeper into that. Looking at this, he didn't win. He's been in a couple matches. He was in a match with RVD for uh the World Championship. He lost that one. Um, he faced Sting. He lost that one. Yeah, no, that looks like that is a. Yeah, that is a no go. Oh nope, I lied. TNA World Championship 2 times. There we go.
Who, Jeff or
Matt,
Matt?
where is he had the third belt design? That was back in between 2011 and 2017. So okay, so he did have it. I honestly don't remember those runs. So that may have been a time that I kind of. It was a time I fell off with TNA. Like I was up through. Like I love the whole aces and eights thing. That was probably one of my favorite things. I know a lot of people kind of just saw it as like a knockoff, but I really like aces and eights. And I think after that, in the Bischoff Hogan era, I kind of tuned out for a little bit. When they got taken over by Anthem, the product changed, and I kind of fell off at that point for it. So that could have been someplace in between there where that happened at on there. But for me not to remember any of those, I think that's kind of saying something. But maybe on the TNA side he gets individual induction, but I don't know if they would get inducted right off the break though. I think they will probably let
Ah,
them
now I remember. He pinned Drew Galloway for the
really.
first run of his TNA World Championship reign. For those of you who don't know or don't remember who Drew Galloway is, he is Mr. Petty on SmackDown now. He was on Raw with a bit of a Scottish accent, dear laddie. Still, still, still not picking up Drew McIntyre, people. Drew McIntyre. There you go. Spoilers.
But yeah, so is there a chance that WWE inducts them? Yes. I think we're a little ways off. Like they announced Stephanie being inducted. I thought that was way early in when they would do announcements for Hall of Fame.
Hey, they announced her
Uh,
super early, which is what I think, because you said Triple H was in one of supposedly it could be trips in the vignette. That's why I think it could be like people inducting others into the Hall of Fame. But then I don't know who Brock
yeah,
Lesnar would actually
none of the
like
five of them.
induct
Like I
outside of
think it's too
Paul
soon for.
Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman already has his ring. So
Yeah, the only other thing was like Paul Heyman guys, but the only one that doesn't fit that bill, or two of them, would be like Cody and Gunther, if those are really them. Cody at least has a relationship to Paul Heyman over time that makes it make a little more sense. But Gunther doesn't have any type of connection to Paul Heyman. Like, so
that we
it's
know
weird.
of. So
And they could swerve and say that Paul Heyman's idea was for Imperium. That would make no damn
like,
sense.
hey man,
But
you need to get rid of this Walter name. Like you need to get rid of it.
now that I could see that maybe he had an input on. Um, but yeah, I'm interested to see how they do the Hardys afterwards. Like, I do think at this point, the Hardys have nothing else to prove. I think they have done
My only
everything that
thing
you could.
is, if they do induct the Hardys, does
Mhm.
that mean Lita is now a two-time Hall of Famer?
Well, they wouldn't. I highly doubt they would induct her with the Hardy Boys, even though she was the valet for a while. I don't think she would get the induction with the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys would just be the two of them, because it was always the Hardy Boys and Lita. So it wasn't like they. I feel like they would have had to redo the name to have her involved in that to be inducted, but no. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to keep Lita as far away from Matt as
They're
possible.
good now. They're good now.
I'm sure they
Watch that beef. So
yeah, they have. I know a lot of people oversell the Lita and and Matt's wife, because like they keep trying to stir the pot, and it's just with Rebby, and just I wish people would just let it go. Like that's over and done with. We are decades
and look,
removed
she
from that.
dated
But
Adam Copeland. Even Adam Copeland like did his thing, and then now he's with Beth Phoenix. So
Yeah. So, but I don't
let it
think they
go.
would induct Lita alongside of the Hardys. She has her single induction, and I think that's all she's gonna get. Like, it would be, if anything, she'll have a induction with a match. I could see her and Trish Stratus. Um, I forget what WrestleMania that was that they were at, but that match probably would be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The Mania moments, I forget what they call it on there, but that would be the only other thing that she would get inducted for, and that won't even be another ring. Of course, that'll be the statue that they'll do for him. Um, but yeah, I think the Hardys are in a good spot. They're still doing independent shows, so we'll see them get the kind of tour. As a matter of fact, they're going to actually be here in like 2 weeks at the Dave and Buster's in White Marsh, and I was kind of like, that could be an interesting. Like, I got a picture with Matt. I don't have a picture with Jeff. Even though White Marsh is a hike, it's an hour. I did that for work for a good period of time, so maybe worth the ride out.
Hey, I have to go to Hot Topic. I have to get my sleeves. I got just outside my sleeves real quick.
Uh, but yeah, that could be interesting. But yeah, I give them. I think through Mania, if they try to do, like I said, even if they don't induct them into the Hall of Fame, probably have them interact on some type of tag team level. Whether, I don't think they'll compete, or they could give them one final Mania match. It doesn't have to be for like the championship or anything like that. It could just be the Hardys versus the best at the time, that whatever tag team we decide to put in. I mean, they could put them in the ring with, like, Street Profits could be an interesting matchup, because I don't think they've ever stepped foot in the
Nope.
ring together. Yeah, no, they definitely haven't stepped foot in the ring together.
Actually, no. I
Um,
think it was a WrestleMania moment. I think
I
it's
don't
when
think the
they
Street
came
Profits
to,
were in that match. The one where they returned, like, to the WrestleMania. I don't think the Street Profits were in that match. If I remember right, let's see. Return Mania. Yeah, that was Mania 33. Trying to see who was in that match. Because if I remember right, I think Cesaro and Rusev may have been a tag team in that match. Oh yeah, no, yeah. So it was Gallison and Anderson, Cesaro and Sheamus, Enzo and Big Cass. Yeah, so no, they definitely haven't. So I don't know. Just have them. I think it almost put them against any tag team currently. Uh, New Day could have been a good option, but I think right now they're a little stagnant, so probably not the best. But we have a decent amount of time between now and Mania to potentially do that. Um, Obviously, we won't get Edge and Christian. They're not. They wouldn't be coming back no time soon. So I think we got as close when the Dudleys took on the Hardys and the, was that Bound for Glory? I think that'll be the
yeah.
closest. I think that's going to be the closest thing that we would get to, like, a rematch, almost like, like the TLC match. I think that was the closest that we're going to get to it. 10 years out, when they're all retired, and maybe we'll have a conversation, a sit down to kind of talk with all of them. But I don't think we'll get a match with all of them for it. But yeah, Hardy's at least through Mania. That's where I'm at. You think that you
Hey,
think they're gonna
if
make
you
it to the end of
disagree
the
with
year?
us, let us know. Comment below. Like, let us know. Are we right? Are we tripping? Are we on the mark? Let us know.
But Other than that, I think that's about it for now because I know we got some wrestling that we got to watch.
Yep.
And we're gonna see if the cryptic stuff pans out on Raw tonight, or if it ends up continuing. And obviously, if it does, we're gonna keep an eye on that, see what things are, and we'll talk about it. We'll revisit this on the next episode for a brief period before we go into our next discussion. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and shut this down so we can get to watching Raw. Um, like we said in the beginning of the show, loadingsnacks.com. It's the best place to go and to keep up with everything Loading Snacks oriented. So obviously the wrestling for us right here on the Finisher Podcast, Loading Snacks Weekly, Spoiler Boys, the anime we're doing things a little bit differently, but there is some stuff coming. Make sure you guys stay tuned in, and of course just follow us all the socials as well too. Everything's at Loading Snacks. We've managed to coin that and make things super simple for everybody. But other than that, Marcus, anything else you got for the people?
Nothing.
Sounds
You
good to
all
me.
good?
Well, it's your boy Jokes for the homie Marcus. This has been episode 28 of the Finisher Podcast. We will catch you on the next episode. But until then, Marcus, tell the people what they need to know.
Sure. Just because your back is against the ropes doesn't mean you can't move forward. And with that, we're out. Toodles and lose.
Loading snacks.